Hello, Virgo. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Tarot Illuminati by Eric C. Dunn, Supportive Oracle Cards, Chakra Wisdom Oracle Cards by Tori Hartman, illustrated by Gretchen. There's Gretchen's last name. That way, if you'd like to find any of those people, there you go. There you go. This is Virgo. Virgo. I'm going to put these there. What do we have for your tarot cards? I like that one. That's kind of it. Okay. I like all these cards for you. I do. Let's see where we're going. It starts off extremely well. The card I said I liked, the Sun card, to me this is my favorite card in the deck. To me it's even better than the Lover's card. This is saying everybody's on point, everybody's having a good time, usually many people involved. It's one of those things. Just kind of like life is great, one of those things. You've got soulmate, dissipating, and workaholic. Which all this together is kind of like you really thrive on getting things done. You take a lot of pride in knowing like this needed to be done, I did that, I'm doing this, I'm going to do that tomorrow, I'm on point, I get things done. You can depend on me, I can get this, looking at like a hard day's work, like when you look back at a hard day's work, that makes you happy. Like, yeah, I did what I needed to do, yeah, I made an impact here. And that's something you very much take into account as being a great part of your value. Dependable, honest working. The workaholic, oddly enough, when I'm feeling this for you, other people can't do it like you do it. Like, there's like, you can go from like one to the next. I got this to do, I get that done. All right, I got this to do, I get that done. Okay, I got this to do, I get that done. Some people can't do that. But like, once you set up a plan, you stick to it, you get it done. And then at the end of the day, hopefully, I feel like a lot of earth signs do this anyway. At the end of the day, you reevaluate and you're like, was that too much or too little? Or did I like the way it was? And like you plan the next day accordingly. You try to allow for random things, but you don't really care for random things. You're like, I have things to get done. I plan to get those things done. You try to allow for it, most of you anyway. But it's kind of like you're not really welcoming random things. Most of you, you're just like, I really don't want things getting in my way. I have a schedule. I like to stay to my schedule. I mean, every Virgo's different. I know that. But I feel like that's a lot of the earth energy I usually get. We have moon signs and other good stuff. I know. But I don't feel like workaholic is a bad thing for you. I feel like it's feeling like, you're getting away from overdoing things. You're still constantly active, but you're balancing it better with like fun stuff. Some of you, I feel like this is another thing I've noticed with Virgos. Like they'll plan vacations, but then they keep working. Like they keep planning things. They'll get things cleaned up. They'll make sure things are taken care of. They'll go from one to the next. Like they seem to be active. The ones that I see that are very happy, like that's the ones that I've noticed. I know a few Virgos. Like to you, it's not workaholic. To other people, it might be. You're in your element. You're in your element. Now, I see like you. This is another thing with Earth energy. I'm not only getting this for Virgo. I keep wanting to say Earth energy. When you get a pattern that works, you're like, well, it works. Don't mess with my pattern. Like that tends to be your attitude towards it. Like this works. I know this works. I like that this works. Leave me alone. Like leave me alone. This works. And you're holding to this situation for a while. The thing is, when you work with other people, it's rare, unless you have like a boat full of other Virgo people or other Earth energies, even with other Earth energies though, they try to, every now and then they'll change things a little bit on you. I just feel like sooner or later this is not going to be able to stay like this. You like how it's going, you're like, but it's so good. Like, why change it when it's going well? Why change something that's working? I'm happy. I'm very happy. I know what to do. I know what to expect. I get things done. This do, this do, this do. Happy. But To everything, to all things must end. Without trying to find a really fancy way to say it, all things must end. It's only going to go for so long. But you know what you have replacing it? And this is probably why I keep saying earth signs and earth elements and all the other good stuff. You got an earth card, an earth ace, which is the ace of pentacles, an earth ace. Yeah, you know, it is an earth ace, not for nothing. You got a change coming in, a big change, a whole new way of doing things coming in. But it's an earth change, which tells me this new way of doing things is going to stick for a long time, and it's very lucrative, it's very positive, it's very good, it's got a lot of substantial weight behind it, there's a very good foundation to it. It's one of those things, though, that I feel like you're seeing it come in, you're knowing it's going to come in, you're realizing there's a lot behind it, but it's like, but I was so happy. Even though it's earth coming in, it's just kind of like, it's taking you a minute to kind of disconnect from the last one. Because you've got faith, you've got gratitude, and you've got the death card. Well, how it was working is going to end. And I feel like you want to believe in the next situation. You're realizing, all right, it's kind of like, you know, this train, this is the end of the track for this train. If I want to keep traveling, which I do, I haven't gotten to my destination yet, the destination of life. You just keep going. I guess I have to find either another train, or maybe I have to get on a bus, maybe I have to get on a plane. Not really a big fan of a plane for some reason at the moment. I don't know where that's coming from. But I have to find a different way to do it. And you're just kind of like, well, it's time to keep going. I just got to find another way to keep going. So you're trying to be okay with it. Gratitude is telling me, like, you're trying to accept it, but you don't really want to. Especially gratitude with faith. Like, you're trying to believe this is for the best. You're working with this situation. Do you really like that last situation ended? No, not at all. I don't think so at all. But you're accepting, like, okay, yeah, I understand that it needs to. You understand that it needs to. You're on point with that. Do you like it? No. But are you going with it? Yeah. So a whole new thing pops in, this Ace of Pentacles. So this seems to be benefiting somebody else more than it's benefiting you, I'm also noticing, with the Prince of Cups, which is kind of like the Knight of Cups. Somebody has ideas about what they want. It's going more to somebody else's benefit than yours. I'm definitely getting that. You are getting some out of it, don't get me wrong. But compared to the last situation, it's not as good. Like, it's not as comfortable. You don't like it as much. Somebody else is really benefiting out of this. You seem to be seeing this. You got the Empress card here, kind of like, all right, you know, we're on our way with this. I see they like it. I'm getting some out of it. You're going with it. You're rolling with it. You're not against it. You're not against it, but I feel like you're trying to look a little closer. And you're questioning, like, is this the Ace of Pentacles? Is this that stable? Do I have some leeway? If I do have that leeway, do I want to do anything with it? Because I feel like you're looking at this, like, some of this could go a little bit more to my liking. Could we start kind of like tweaking this a little bit? Could we? And you're looking at it that way. And I feel like that's what this is going towards. Don't be afraid to change it or ask for a little bit of change that benefits you a little bit more. Because what I'm getting here is that you're not really going to like this as much, but you could like it a little better. You got the facade on your side, acting like you like it more than you actually do. You've got the Six of Pentacles, but the thing is, the Six of Pentacles, what I'm feeling is, like, you got to kind of stay on point, and you got to kind of push your will a little more forward. You got to tell people, like, you know what? I'm invested. I'm here for the win. I'm here for the win. But this would be more enjoyable for me if we did it this way. And just kind of like pushing it a little bit by little bit. I don't see you asking for big giant things. But, like, for example, like, you know, if the job starts at 8, like, if I could come in at 8:30 and stay a little later, that would help my life. I'm still dedicated to doing this. It's a little change. Is there a way we could do that? Or maybe you're like, you know, instead of doing overtime on a Saturday, could we do that during the week? Or maybe vice versa. Maybe it's hard for me to have overtime during the week. Can I come in one day on the weekend? Asking for what you want, because I don't see you making big changes, but I feel like there's something about this situation that just doesn't fit your life as well. It makes your life more stressful. You gotta put your voice out there more. because I feel like the give and take here needs to balance. And I'm getting that it's very possible because there's things here that aren't quite settled. You got mysticism in the environment with the Nine of Pentacles. Things are going well. People are very happy. They want to keep you happy. They want to keep you engaged because when you're happy, you're probably going to stay with it and stick with it and do well. As it keeps expanding, and you got expansion here, keep having your voice heard. Don't be afraid to say things the way you see them. Don't be afraid to ask for what you want. You put in your effort. You're worth it. You put in your effort. You're very valid here. It's not, asking for what you want is not a bad thing. You know, if you just need things to change a little slightly here, or like, you know, for example, maybe you want somebody to do something a little differently. If they could just do this a little differently, it would make my job so much easier. Could they do this a little differently? Asking for it, just talking it out. Make sure your voice is heard. As long as your voice is heard, I feel like this can improve more and more to your liking. If you don't voice your opinion, if you don't put your voice out there, it's just going to be more you acting like you like it rather than really like it. Just keep that in mind. There's no reason you can't like it to this level. This is a great level. You can bring it up and get it. This isn't as good as the Sun card, but it's a lot better than, I feel like, just acting like you like it. The facade, like not really liking it, but acting like you do. Because you want to get along with people, because you want to be a part of the team. Don't be afraid to get your voice out there. Put your voice out there. I'm saying it 50,000 times, I know. Sorry. It's that important, though. This situation can be so much nicer for you. Just communicate. Just keep it out there. There's no reason. You're a valid part of this. You hold up your end. There's no reason you shouldn't be happy too. Are we good? All right. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.